Hello everyone, my name is Colby Nelson, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the topic of hydraulic fracturing of subsurface geological formations. It is a topic today that many people will either defend or attack. First we have to explore what is hydraulic fracturing. Well, hydraulic fracturing is the process of extracting an either natural gas or oil, a fossil fuel, out of the ground. They go in, they drill the well, they set a string of casing. They go in and they perforate this casing, this steel tubing, with charges that are set to explode into the formation they're trying to extract this fossil fuel out of. Once they explode into the formation, they come out and they pump millions of gallons of water down the hole to create little fractures. Now this water contains many other substances like hydrochloric acid and some other harmful chemicals that if you don't want to get on your skin. You get it on your skin, it can cause cancer or even death. There are over 1 million gallons of water that are used for this process, and that's part of the issue. They're trying to get better with reclamation and everything else that goes into this industry, and they're just trying to get more efficient. The more efficient these industries figure they are, the more money they have learned that they actually save. So if we can actually take water and they can actually take it, claim it, reprocess it, it ends up being better on the environment. We end up using less of our reservoirs, we end up using less of our water supply. Now, with this topic, there are many of those that will either defend it or against it. There's one person whose article I found on the internet the other day. She actually had a journal, a report on, it's called Our Drinking Water at Risk, and it's called What the EPA and Oil and Gas Industry Don't Want Us to Know About Hydraulic Fracturing. In a summary of this book, she's basically saying that fluids are typically injected underground at high pressures, causing the formations to fracture, and she's saying that some of these fluids mitigate up the formation to our drinking water and our drinking water supply. And there are those in Pennsylvania, I'm sure you've all seen the YouTube videos. They show how you can light water on fire coming out of the tap. Being up there myself, before the oil and gas boom as a kid, people were actually able to do that prior to this. I think it's just a way for people to get, more money, more notoriety, and make an extra buck. And basically she's saying that these fractures will extend all the way up the wellbore, thousands of feet, to our water supply, and are causing harm. This necessarily is not just the case. There are other formations down there that actually that you can actually extract oil and natural gas from. Aside from, let's say, in Pennsylvania, the Marcellus, or out here, the Wolfcamp, or Lower Sprayberry. There's formations that are closer to surface and that have oil and natural gas in them, but they are just not predominant producers. It means they don't produce a lot. One thing with this industry I've come to notice, and I'm personally not in the fracking side, but one thing I have noticed is that there are operators that do cut corners. Just like any other industry, we cut corners, we try to save costs. It ends up costing them more in the long run, or everyone as a whole. They can go in and do a bad cement job, not getting cement all the way to surface. This could cause any kind of mitigation up the side of the wellbore and possibly could contaminate the water supply. The thing we have to do is respect and want people like the EPA or the Department of Environmental Protection to come in and say, no, you guys need to do this cleaner, you need to do it safer, and through that, the processes will get better. Instead of cutting corners, we'll end up saving money and saving our environment, for our children and for the future and for tomorrow. There's a book out there I found that is actually for fracking. That really was a hard one to find. A lot of people, there's a lot of media, a lot of attention against it. The book's called Fracking: The Operation and Environmental Consequences of Hydraulic Fracturing. This is by Michael D. Holloway and Oliver Rudd. And they basically answer some key bullet points in this. They basically say, hey, we're hydraulic fracturing. This will require these fractures to extend several thousand feet above through formation of many layers of rock. Some of these rocks are very impermeable. They're very hard. Chert, granite, they actually chew up bits. They won't let you actually, we actually have a hard time drilling through those. There are a lot of geologists out there that estimate that there's at least half a mile of rock between the natural gas deposits and groundwater. Some of the impermeable shell that we actually drill through that has very low permeability, meaning that water, fluids, anything, that's what's actually trapped the oil underneath. It's impermeable. It means it won't take fluid through it. That actually acts like a barrier between the natural and artificial fractures. And plus, when we're actually fracturing, you got to think we're going in, we're pulling all that fluid out. Once we pull all that fluid out of the wellbore, then we actually go in and we start producing. So if there's any extra fluid, that fluid is going to travel to the path of least resistance. It's not going to go up and travel and try to find and go on a road trip to your water supply. It's going to come out of the wellbore and into a flowback container or a container of some sort, where it is then properly treated and sent off for disposal. Basically, what we're getting at here with this point is, what kind of world do you want to leave your children? It's good that we have some fossil fuels and we can extract them safely. We need to stay on those companies that don't do the right processes. Also, there's people out there that say, hey, what about alternative energies? Well, we're here to get the energy and fuel sources we need today to supply us for today through tomorrow, so on and so forth. If alternative energy comes out and it's a viable source, it ends up replacing it, it's still going to take time to transition away from oil and natural gas. And we have many things that are made out of many products. Plastic bottles, for one. Tires, for another. Dashes in your cars. There's still going to be a need for it, but we just need to find out how to do it the safest way possible. Thank you.